Today we're going to be looking at the Valorant operator versus the CS op and the differences between the two. The main thing being mobility. You can take tons of aggressive op peaks in CSGO with the op. It is pretty good at taking aggressive peaks, while in Valorant you're kind of stuck with this mobility. You move very slow. Peeking into an angle is very awkward at times, and it's more used as a defense weapon that I've seen in high level play than an attack weapon. Now, that's not to say that you can't be a good attack opper in Valorant. It's just very difficult to master. Alright, so we're going to start with the CSGO op, and the main thing you'll notice with this is the mobility factor. You can aggressively peek angles, shotgun op. No scoping is pretty accurate. If you know how to counter strafe and play with an op, you could definitely make no scopes accurate. Most of the time people do crouch, and that's what you're supposed to do to make a no scope pretty accurate in this game. Although it is random, it's not as random as Valorant, as you'll see in a minute. So I'm going to pull a clip up of ZywOo aggressively opping, and this just shows how good you could be if you're an aggressive opper in this game. While in Valorant, you're kind of hindered to the more defense style play, which isn't a bad sense. It just makes up opping a lot more viable on the defense side than it is the attack side in Valorant.
They've been playing CT side for so long now that we shouldn't forget.
Forgotten how it all works.
But like, we shouldn't forget the fact that they've struggled massively on their T side as well.
Well, they're anticipating Banana from the looks of it. Got over here. It's going to be ZywOo that rings out first.
No way.
Second.
He's had enough.
He's going to keep going through it. He doesn't really care, does he?
There's 4 here again. He wants them all. Get him out of here.
He's the closer.
Into his own hands. ZywOo couldn't make it up.
That clip is a prime example of aggressive opping in Counter-Strike. That is why the op is so good. The mobility is insane. While you're going to see in Valorant that it's not the same thing, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad. Moving on to Valorant, you're going to notice the differences in the two snipers right away. You're going to notice that one, once you scope in with the weapon, there's no scope sway, and two, you have this giant large red circle in the middle of your crosshair when you scope in, and that's basically the scope sway in this game. If you move an inch like you'll see right now, your shot can go into the sky. It is very random at times. So that's why if you aggressively peek an angle in this game, that it's a lot harder than somebody on the other side and a defense opper that could just hold the angle and kill you, because your shot could go into the sky while he's been holding the angle the whole round and you peek into him. That's why it's a little bit difficult, but that doesn't mean that it's impossible. You just have to know the angles of the map, and it makes it a lot more challenging as an opper in this game. Now, another major difference you're going to notice when you pick up both sniper rifles in the game is you're going to notice that the op in Valorant is a lot slower in the mobility factor as it is in Counter-Strike. And I'm going to play you a clip just showing how the op should be used in this game. It's all about patience and it's all about reward. The timing is everything in this game. You could be holding an angle for 30 seconds and then you look away and a guy comes in your crosshair. That goes for both defense and attack sides.
Yeah, they gotta come. They're probably swapping it up again and going B. Yep.
Rotate.
Jet's cut.
She's smoking long. I had to take teleporter. They're all rushing. They're all B long. I take teleporter. Fuck. I got spiked down? What the fuck was she doing?
What? Almost one shot, but weird. They rotated A. They rotated A.
Yeah.
Come
yeah,
back,
please.
come back.
I'm like, no, I want this. I want this.
Place up. Corner.
You got it.
Oh.
Let's go!
Good shit.
Wait, save that.
Okay, so to wrap up this video, you can tell clearly by that clip that it's not the highest level of play that you could get with the operator in this game. That's clear from the last couple seconds of that clip. But nonetheless, he does show a good way of using the op. He's very patient. He waits till the red circle is somewhat visible before he shoots. And that's how you should use the op in this game. And that's why it makes attack opping so difficult and why defense opping is going to be really meta. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw pro teams and pro tournaments not have an attack side op. Obviously, I think they still will have an attack side op because you need something to counter the other op. But I would not be surprised if pro teams just wanted to save their 4,500 credits and spend it on utility instead of an op. This game is completely viable. You could definitely do that. But if you want to be a good opper in this game, you have to learn the attack side. I would say if you want to set yourself up for being a good high-level player in this game, you want to be a professional opper, learn attack side. Learn the maps, learn the angles. If you know the angles, you can be a great attack side opper. And that's really what it comes down to in this game. My closing thoughts, in my opinion, I think that the CSGO op supports a lot of different playstyles than the Valorant op. I do think that the CSGO op is better than the Valorant op. Maybe that's because Valorant's newer and I haven't really used the op that much. But in hindsight, it looks like in every way the CSGO op is better. But the Valorant op, I think, has a very high skill ceiling. So those of you new players out there want to pick up this op, I think learning the maps and being a good attack side opper is the way to go.